Welcome back, YouTube, and today we'll be talking about a little something different. So this is usually what three things I'm hoping to see in Deadlock in the future. I am very hopeful and I am very excited for what Deadlock has to offer. So far the current base of the game and the current situation of the game right now is fine. It's nothing too crazy, but there are some things that would enhance it and really bring out the shine of this game, because I do have optimism that this game will be huge and maybe like one of the biggest esports in the world. But I feel like it really is up to Valve, and these are some pointers that I would think that we need before that ever happens. So if you haven't already, if you found this video, please like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, first one. This is an obvious, and I think Valve has been pretty good so far, is being responsive. I think this is really up to Valve being responsive to the community and really understanding the community very well. Recently I hosted a tournament, or me and my org hosted a core tournament, and we were talking about we hosted and everything, and then we asked the winners like, hey, what do you want some things in the future, and what do you want some like ideas, and what do you want in the future of Deadlock? So this is what they actually had to say.
So what would you guys want to see in the future?
Faster updates and more feedback from the actual devs.
So you think like they're not giving enough feedback?
They don't like communicate very well like on their vision for the game. They kind of just drop updates and hope for the best, it seems, for most of the player count.
Gotcha. Is that everyone else's thought, or anybody else got any
ideas? I think a greater character pool would make the competitive scene a little better, because then we can increase the amount of bans. Because right now it just feels like you get one, you get one ban. You either pick out the most broken character in the game, or you target ban somebody. And I think the game would feel a lot better if there was some more characters, which obviously are coming.
I do have to disagree with them a little bit. I think Valve has been really good when it comes to being responsive so far. I mean, much better than the CS community, at least when it comes to that. So I think they have been responsive. I think it's just a matter of how consistently responsive they can be. It's really up to the community also, because I feel like if you look at the TF2 community, they really pushed through and they really came together and was like, hey, we love this game. We care about this game. This game is our livelihood and we love this game. Please come. And they did it in a very supportive way. They came in and they brought like a book with all signatures, a lot of community. They fixed the game. So I think it's up to the Deadlock community to really come out and say, hey, we love this game, we care about this game, and we want it to thrive. So this is another thing about the game that we need to come together as, and it's really up to the community. So I think for the Valve part, it is important. They are listening to us and they are doing a wonderful job so far. It's just a matter of time how consistently they will be listening to us. And again, it's really up to the community and how we treat the developers, because again, if you're going to treat the developers bad, they're going to treat you bad. It's really that simple. And with that being said, I think that is a good start. They're doing great, and yeah, I feel like so far Valve has been doing a wonderful job. Okay, point 2. This is kind of like 2 points in one area. So I think it's skins and then the community map support. I think those two are going to really push the community a lot, because again, skins matter. If you guys say, oh my god, why do you have to play, like, I hope it's not going to be a gambling or like a loot boxing in CS. It's going to be like that. I think because people don't understand that it wasn't a bad thing. Case openings and having a loot box like that is not a bad thing. It's, if you had an issue spending that much money, that's a you issue, if I'm going to be really honest with you. I think case openings and stuff like that, where you are going to get a box, and if you're going to get like a rare item or something, or a rare skin, I think that's cool. I don't mind that. It's not a bad thing about that. It's a matter of how diverse the skin's going to be, because it's going to be interesting at how they're going to do the skin, because this is not like CS where it could just be a glove, sometimes a player model, or even the skins of the gun. I think it is the matter of fact that it's gonna be, at first, the skins are not gonna be the best. It's bound to happen. I think every game that has done that, the skins are never the best. When it first comes out, you look at Valorant, you look at CS, you look at Dota, the skins were like bland. So we're gonna go through that, but I'm gonna curious on what they're gonna do, because my thing is, oh, is it gonna be each gun is gonna be different? Is it the color wave? Is it like the player model? Are they gonna do like player cards? Like what is it gonna do when it comes to that? I'm really interested in seeing what they do with that, and I feel like if they really put the put the work into it and they really make some really unique stuff, I feel like it's going to be great. Because I know though recently the developers, the main developers of Risk of Rain 2 actually all migrated and moved to Valve for Deadlock. So, and I know they have some really creative ideas. They're very creative group of people. If you guys haven't played Risk of Rain 2, go play that game and see how creative the map design is, how creative the design of the characters, of the monsters. It's really, really good. And I think they did a really, really good job when it comes to that. So, with that being said, I think the skin department is going to be really good. My thing is going to be community maps. So, if you guys don't know, if you guys have played CS or if you guys have played Team Fortress 2, there's a massive community in there, and there's community servers where there's different things. So a lot of people don't want to play the main servers, of course. So they go a community server. So for CS, there's a deathmatch community where they're just it's a 128 tick, and you could do that. And there's also the huge surfing community also in CS. So that's also a massive thing. So my thing is, how are they gonna support it? Are they gonna show it in a way where they're gonna allow it to thrive? Or are they gonna put restrictions on it? And I feel like that's the biggest thing that Riot has done to shoot themselves in the foot, is they have not made community map support. They have not made a community server support, and I feel like Riot would have been, or at least Valorant, would have been a much bigger game if they had community map support or community server support. Because without that, the game feels a little bland at times, or it feels a little repetitive at times. If you go to CS, if you go to TF2, if you don't want to go into basic Premier or ranked games, there's other ways to enjoy the game. And that's what I think is thriving and making the game last so long and builds a genuine community, a healthy community on top of that. So it really is going to be a matter of fact. I know we've seen some people make some small Bebop like tug of war game that we've seen before. It's good, and I get it's great. I just think I'm curious on how much restrictions Valve is going to put on it. And with that, I think they're going to be pretty good when it comes to that. And yeah, I have trust in them. This is no shocker. I think what we have to say is an actual good anti-cheat. So when I say an anti-cheat, I mean like an actually working good anti-cheat that stops cheaters. So what I mean by that is, I know they recently came out with a new anti-cheat where you can turn someone into a frog, and I guess that's good and all, but it's in the first stage. It's really in development still, and it's not really there. I think if they really put their head down and really care about the anti-cheat in this game, the game will always be better. I mean, if you look at Valorant is, I know a lot of people give shit to Valorant for their, their design and all that Riot, but what they did amazingly and what they did perfectly was their anti-cheat. They made a working anti-cheat that actually catches cheaters and that prevents cheaters in the game, where you actually can have a chance in the game. So I think people need to follow suit. Yeah, it's root kernel anti-cheat. People are like, oh, I don't want a root kernel anti-cheat. Brother, FACEIT has a root kernel anti-cheat. Like, I don't understand why you guys don't. And people are more than happy to go on FACEIT to play a real match. If Valve made their own, and Valve went out and was like, hey, we made a root kernel anti-cheat, anybody would go on and get it. That is the biggest thing when it comes to a game. We don't want a situation where there's other games where there's just cheaters. Like Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six has a massive cheating problem, and I believe it still does. It has an anti-cheat, but fuck all if that's a real anti-cheat. So I think with that, it's really a matter of the fact that will this anti-cheat they developed, where you could either exit the game or turn someone into a frog, it's a really nice idea. But will it work? Will it catch every cheater? Will it make the gaming and the ranked experience actually worth playing? And I think with Valve, it's a matter of fact is how they're going to go approaching it. I know the game is still, I think, technically in alpha. I know we have a long way to go before, at least a few months before the game fully comes out and really, really blossoms. And I think with that, it's really a matter of, let's see what they can do. I think so far what they have done is, what they've been responsive in the Discord, and they've really come out with really good patches. I think it comes out every 2 weeks, and I think with the patches they come out is really, really good. And I think it's really, really underrated what they do, and I do think they are doing a good job. They take care of this game. This game is a good game to them. They put a lot of love into it. So I think with the anti-cheat, and maybe they might import it because it's under the same Source 2 engine. They both, the CS and Deadlock, both have the Source 2 engine. So it's gonna, if they develop one here, they could probably definitely develop one in the they put it in the CS community. And I think it really matters. So I have trust in them. It's just a matter of time and how long it'll take. That's really what it is. And I think, yeah, it's going to be a good one. So my conclusion is, I think the game is going to be, the game currently right now is in a good state. The meta right now, that when it comes to agents, when it comes to the items, when it comes to the way the game is played and the objectives, I think it's good. They have made every update feels very good. Like, they come out when there was like really new updates, and they really makes the game feel fresh. And you know, with the balances have to be really important. And I think that they have hit out of the park, which I praise them every time they do. They are really, really good. They listen to the community. They listen to feedback. And I think Valve is doing something really, really special with Deadlock. I really hope, and I really think it's gonna be bigger than Dota 2. I'm gonna make a video on that one also later on this week, but I really think Deadlock is gonna be bigger than Dota 2, and you could come back maybe a year or two later to this video, and you'll see where I'm right, because Deadlock will surpass Dota 2 in every aspect of the game, and I'm really, really excited to see that. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment what you guys think about it and what you guys want to see in the game. Alrighty, bye-bye.